Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafiya wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. So here we are with our session number 77. Alhamdulillah. And we are going to start inshallah our term number 3 inshallah biiznillahi ta'ala. And as always I am going to start today's session with the review inshallah. So let's see what we have learned in our previous session and how much have we really understood. So the question that I have right in front of you is, what kind of sentences can have min zaida? Can anyone tell me what should be in the sentence that I should look for min zaida? Yes, so either the question sentence, right? It can be found in both jumla ismiya and jumla feiliya. But in both cases, in both jumla ismiya and jumla feiliya, you have to, you have to find basic answer is the number one answer is that I will look for min zaida in a sentence that has a, that is a question sentence, jumla istifhamiya, or a negation, right? Jumla that is negative sentence, right? If my sentence is beginning with ma, laysa, those kind of things, okay? Ma most commonly, or la, those are the sentences then where I will start looking for min zaida, right? Nafiya or istifhamiya. And yes, you will see min zaida in both jumla ismiya and jumla feiliya. So when you are looking at a sentence where you are expecting min zaida to be there, where will you find min zaida? Which word min zaida attaches itself in case of jumla ismiya? So every sentence has, some parts to it, okay? So in jumla ismiya, we have mubtada and khabar. So the question is whether it's going to attach itself to mubtada or it attaches itself to khabar, okay? If that was not clear, understand this. Either the question is whether it attaches itself to mubtada or khabar, since they are the two main parts of jumla ismiya. So the answer for this is, it is mubtada. It is going to attach itself to the mubtada of the sentence. Is this clear, my dear sisters? Min zaida attaches itself to the mubtada of the sentence, right? Everyone with me? So from, if I give you an option, if I give you a MCQ, multiple choice question, that min zaida attaches itself to, in case of jumla ismiya, to mubtada, khabar, or mutalik bil khabar, what will your answer be? It's going to be mubtada, right? Everyone understood that. In case of jumla feiliya, it can attach itself to file. Very good job. Yes, file. Number one, it can attach itself to file or maf'ul. Will I look for min zaida in case of a fail that is other than huwa hiya? Because in that case, I'm not going to look for a file with min zaida if my fail is other than huwa hiya, because it's only possible for min zaida to attach itself to file when my fail is in huwa hiya form, because that can have an outside doer that can be attached by, that can be attacked by min zaida for added emphasis. Is this clear to everyone? The ism that min zaida attaches itself to must be blank. There is one condition for that ism, right? It must be nakira, it must be common, barakallahu feek, right? Everyone understood that? No confusion so far? Okay, so I don't see any answers. I hope everyone understood this, right? Alhamdulillah. So today for our review, just real quick, I want you to go over Suratul Ikhlas. Okay? Suratul Ikhlas is the surah for our practice for today's review, inshallah. So kul, when you see this word kul, What comes to your mind? Ending with sukoon. Ending with sukoon, with no sign of mudare. Ending with sukoon, with no sign of mudare, it is going to be my command, which is failul amr. Every fail has a file. That is what makes it fail. Otherwise, it does not fail. So who is the file in case of kul? When you were learning to make fail amr, remember that we use second person, to make failul amr, right? So second person in case of failul amr, when it is anta, is mustatir. If you all remember that, right? It cannot be huwa, right? You in akhrij, you exit, or uskun, you stay. So you must have, for those of you who have learned word to word translation, you must sometimes see you there in English, especially in English word to word translation. So where this you is coming from, because when I taught you how to make failul amr, I always have emphasized that you use the second person to make failul amr. So please keep that in mind, okay? That is important. So is this anta visible, my dear sisters? Is it damir mustatir or damir baris? Mustatir. Everyone understood that? Well, barakallahu feek, my dear sisters. So now kul, and then starts your statement. Hu Allahu. If I stop myself here, Hu Allahu, what kind of a sentence I'm looking at? So I'm giving you the clue now. Jumla ismiya, label it for me. Huwa is going to be mubtada, Allahu is going to be my khabar. Okay? If I now tell you huwa ahadun, what is going to be this again? Again, giving you some information. He is Allah, He is one. So can it be khabar number 2? Yes or no? Can you say Allahu mubtada? Allahu khabar 1 and ahadun khabar 2 for huwa. Okay. Now I tell you, let's do it another way as well. Huwa, He, the Allah is one. So what kind of a khabar now I have? Allahu ahad. Now jumla ismiya is my khabar, right? The whole jumla ismiya is my khabar. And is it possible? Is it make sense? Can it be the khabar? Allahu ahad for huwa, right? Allahu ahad can be a khabar too. So the first way how we did was huwa Allahu, Allah khabar, lafzul jalala khabar 1, ahadun khabar number 2. The second way how we did it was, we did not treat it as mufrad khabar, we took it as jumla ismiya, the whole thing as jumla ismiya, and we called it khabar of huwa. Have we learned it this way, or there is something very brand new I'm teaching you? Right? We are good so far, right? So always remember, there can be more than one possibility, and you have learned it. And as long as you know, if half the class I've given this as a homework, and half the class is huwa mubtada, Allahu khabar 1, ahadun khabar 2, that's fine. What is FMR? I'm sorry. Huh? Yes, in this case, yes. No. This khabar, this jumla ismiya in that case is going to be fi mahalli raf and khabar for huwa. Okay? Right? Huwa Allahu ahad. If you're connecting it to kul, we are going to connect it at the end. Okay? Today we are going to connect it at the end of the whole i'rab. After we finish doing i'rab, we will go back to kul. Okay, we did start with jumla failiya, which was kul, failul amr, failuhu anta, which was damir mustatir. But Here, we did you notice these commas? I intentionally put them there, right? So start from there, and then we'll inshallah do it one. I will tell you how to connect it to whatever was before. Okay. So who Allahu and huwa ahadun makes sense, and Allahu ahad is also making sense to you. I hope you are all with me. Allahu ahadun is a jumla ismiya that can be a khabar for huwa. Now see, Allahu samad. Allah is as-samad. What are we looking here? What are we looking at here? It is again Allahu lafzul jalala, again mubtada, and as-samad is going to be as-samad is khabar. K is enough so that everyone participate and get involved in learning, and they are 100% focused in the class. It's important that you put even one letter. That's good. Okay. So now, if I tell you that this Allahu Ahadun is khabar number 1, Jumla Ismiya khabar number 1 for huwa, can this be khabar, this Jumla Ismiya be khabar number 2 for huwa? Everyone agrees? Okay, Alhamdulillah, we are all together, we are all on the same page, Bi'iznillahi ta'ala, right? No one is lagging behind, right? For now, and if you are struggling, let me know right now before I go ahead. Then comes another verse, Lam yalid, Lam. You have your test that will be opening up towards the end of the day or tomorrow, inshallah, but that is there. So Lam is from harufe jazima to lil mudari. Harufe jazima to lil mudari. Harfin jazmin wa qalbin wa nafiyin. Does 3 jobs. Pushes the meaning into past, negates, and makes mudari majzoom. Yes. Do we see mudari after it in majzoom form? What are the 3 ways mudari can be made majzoom? Sakoon, number 1. In case of harufi illa, what happens? Dropping of noon, number 2. Dropping of noon, number 2. In case of harufi illa, I saw one illa written there. What will happen to harufi illa? Drop the weak letter. Barakallahu fi. You all are with me, right? The 3rd way, dropping of the harufi illa, right? Everyone is understanding. Everyone is with me. Here we see our mudare majzoom bis sakoon, right? Mudare majzoom bis sakoon. So mudare majzoom bis sakoon, who's every mudari or every madin, every amr has a file. We have been learning this. Has a pronoun, not a file, has a pronoun. Who's the file or a pronoun? Barakallahu fi. Harufe illa, you also remember. Barakallahu fi. Yes, this is huwa yalid. So this is again, here you can see majzoom bis sakoon. Waw is going to be your atf. Okay. Lam is going to be harufe jazima, right? Harufe jazima. And then yulad. Yulad. What is happening to yulad? Again, it is the same. Now tell me, do you see any difference between yalid and yulad? Who can tell me the difference? Well, barakallahu feek. Yes. One is ma'loom, and one is majhul. So the huwa that is in yulad, what are you going to call that huwa? Here, yalid, the huwa, the mir mustatir was fa'il. So yulad is going to be naibul fa'il. Barakallahu feek, my dear sisters. Okay. So everyone got it? Can I call this lam yalid wa lam yulad, khabar number 3 for huwa? Can I? Will you all label this like that? And will you learn to attempt everything the way I'm teaching you, inshallah? Okay, I saw Sister Anas, your question. I will go over that in, inshallah, I will go over with you, okay? On the madzoom, how we are going to make mudari madzoom bihazfil harufi illa, okay? Inshallah, I did not ignore your question. So, okay. So far, everyone is with me. So let me take you to the last verse and then we will make connections again. Wow, what are we going to call this wow? Make it simple. So give me an easy name, Atf, right? Lam again, harufe jazima, harfe nafyin, wa qalbin, wa jazmin, yakun, yakun. This is mudare because of ya, kaf, waw, noon are the root letters. And this is madzum, bis sukoon, because here the sukoon is not written because of the rule of idgham, but you know there is no haraka, then that means it is sukoon, right, my dear sisters? Can you say that because it does not have fatha dhamma kasra, so it is, even if you are not a tajweed expert, you can still figure it out that there is no haraka, so this is going to be sukoon. I'm going to treat it as sukoon, right? So this is mudare madzum bi bilam, right? Okay, now yakun means, um, if I just take it, he is not. He is not. And I'm telling you, this is mudare. He is not. What comes to your mind when you hear he is not? You have a pronoun in a fail. You have a tense in the fail, the present tense in the fail. What is missing? No action, right? So can I call it nakis? Can I call this fail nakis as well? All agree? New students, old students, all on the same page? We are all in agreement, inshallah? Okay. So now I'm going to ask you, because it is nakis, how will you treat this sentence? Will you treat the rest of the sentence as jumla ismi or jumla failure? Everyone, please type jumla ismi. Okay. So if I tell you that, think of yakun like a sister of Laysa, if I give you lahu, which is, what, give me the i'rab for lahu. What is this lahu? From the first term, I mean the first term. No, lahu, lahu. My dear sister, there are lam and hu. Jar wal majroor. Jar wal majroor. So what is jar wal majroor in your jumla ismiya? It is called mutaliq bil khabar, right? Then comes kufu one in nasb status. And I'm telling you, treat it just like you treated Laysa sentences. So what should be this with nasb status? This can be khabru kana, khabar. Okay. And what should be the labeling for ahadun? What about Ranaz? What about Aisha? Barakallahu feek, my dear sisters. So it is, we are ahadun, raf ism after yakun, which was fail mudari with damir hua. So damir hua got cancelled by ahadun. But since yakun does not have an action, instead of calling ahadun as my file, what name I'm going to give this one? What should be the name for ahadun? And you have seen Aisha, Ranaz, what do you think? I'm waiting for you, my dear sisters. It's going to be ismu kana, right? It's going to be ismu kana, right? Because I have told you, you are going to just say lam is haruf jazima, yakun is mudari madzum, fail naqis, lahu now, since I have called it naqis, I cannot now treat it like a normal fail. Now I have made this, instead of maf'ul bihi, I am going to call it khabru kana, and I'm going to call ahadun as ismu kana, and I'm going to label lahu as mutaliq bil khabar. Is this clear, my dear sisters? And these two, it is not clear, my, okay. So as I told you, just like Laysa, you are going to, and we have not learned kana yet. So why is it can come later as well, my dear sister. It does not have to be right next to it. And you will see Sometimes, in case of other cases where, you may not see ismu something right next to it, it is allowed. It is allowed. Just like, you sometimes fail and file can be separated, right? Is that part clear, my dear sister? Right now it makes more sense. It makes some sense, right, Aisha? And what about Ranas? So again, look again. Yakun, he is not, or he was not because of lam, because lam pushed it into the past. Okay, lam yakun. Yes, lam yakun, lam yakun. He because of lahu, there is a change in translation. Okay, lahu, because of lahu, he has someone equal to him, this has changed the translation somewhat. So now just see, you do not have any action in yakun. Mm, um, is this part clear or no? When there is no action, you just label your sentence like jumla ismiya. Okay, it's going to act just like Lisa. It will behave like Lisa. Okay. And then you will label it just like Lisa, because now it's Jumla Ismiya, because it is incomplete. It does not have an action because of absence of action. It became incomplete, and therefore you are going to treat it like Jumla Ismiya, and you're going to call lahu as jar wal majrur mutalik bil khabar, kufuwan as khabar, because khabru, just like khabru Laysa is nasb status, khabru yakun or kana is going to be nasb status, and ahadun is going to be ismu kana. Okay, you cannot call it file like you used to call in any regular complete fail that has an action. For example, nasarallahu, Allah helped, right? Allah helped. But in here, you don't have anything like that. You don't have that meaning, right? There was no, not for him, there was not for him. So there was not for him, what there was not for him, that is not complete sentence, right? Do you get a complete meaning? There is something deficient, there is some deficiency in this sentence, and because of that deficiency, we are going to call it this one as nakis as well. Okay. Because of no action, call it nakis, and because of absence of action, treat the sentence after it as jumla ismiya. Okay, so from the beginning, we learned Huwa Allahu Ahad. The first sentence was Jumla Ismiya. The second sentence was Allahu Samad, which was khabar number 2 for Huwa, Jumla Ismiya. The next sentence was Jumla Failiya, khabar number 3 for Huwa. And then this was connected through Harf Atf Waw, right? So whatever is the status of Lam Yalid Walam Yulad, same will be the status of this last part. That part is clear to each and every one of you? Okay, I taught you always look for the pronoun or something that goes back to the mubtada. Do we all find something that goes back to the mubtada? In case of Allahu Ahad, do we have something going back to huwa? Allah, Lafzul Jalala, right? Allahu Samad, the same thing. That we do not have a pronoun, but we know that Allahu Samad, this Allahu is going back to this huwa, right? Then lam yalid wa lam yulad, the huwa here, going back to huwa itself, right? And again, there was a huwa that is going back to the main sentence. So there is, they are both, the mubtada and khabar are in sync. Is this clear to everyone? In term 1, you have learned how to give i'rab to different things, okay? Right? Let's see, sorry. Okay. Okay, so if I ask you, what is this in the 3-step approach? What was the numbers, the three-step approach? You remember how to find the Arab? We do the three: determine, action, doer, detail. Rest is detail. Everyone remembers that part to find out the Arab of everything, right? For that practice, we did that. Okay. So if I asked you in this sentence, what is an action? Say is an action, right? Say is an action. Who is the doer? You is the doer. Everyone agrees. You is the doer. Hmm? And what is the rest? So this is He is Allah is the detail, the whole sentence. Everyone agrees. So what should be the status of, if you just put inverted commas from the beginning to the end, from the beginning to the end, what will be the status of all this? Nasb. What question is this entire thing answering? What what it is answering your what question, right? It is answering your what question. You say, what do you say? Right? You say, what do you say? So it is all going to be your maf'ul bihi. The whole surah, rest of the surah after kul is your maf'ul bihi. Everyone agrees or no? What is Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam being commanded to say? Hu Allahu, He's Allah. Hu Allahu ahadun, Allahu samad, lam yalid walam yulad. All this was answering your what question, and I have taught you from your mafa'ilul khamsa, your ma question, your ma or man question is going to be maful bihi. So can we call the rest of the surah maful bihi for kul? Does it make sense? Okay. So this there's a very fancy term that is used for whatever comes after kala yakulu and the whole entire conjugation of kala, that is called, yes, it is a secondary Arab, and I didn't want to do go over it, but since we were doing very I wanted to just introduce you to this concept as well. So just like in case of she said is the doer, said is the action, she is the doer, I saw him, this whole entire thing is going to be detail, right? And this is going to be maful bihi, right? What did she say? She said I saw him, right? So this is the concept of direct and indirect speech. You must have gone over that concept in your grammar, English grammar, right? It's going to be introduced to you in the next few sessions, slowly and gradually, inshallah. So but remember how to make connections. First you have to understand, you have to do the drill the right way: action, doer, detail. Action, doer, detail. It's going to make sense then, okay, inshallah. So the status of this entire thing is going to be nasb. But then again, this when you go inside your inverted commas, huwa is mubtada, rafin status, Allahu ahadun jumla ismiya, fi mahalli rafin, Allahu samadun, Allahu as-samad is going to be again jumla ismiya, khabar fi mahalli rafin, fi mahalli rafin, then again jumla fi'liya fi mahalli rafin, and then this is going to follow whatever is before it in Arab. Okay, I hope this was not too hard. Each and every part understood so far? Okay, so do you want me to quickly go over review of this question that Sister Ranaz asked me about Harufe Illa, or you want me to do it at the end and teach you whatever I was supposed to teach you today? What do you think? type 1 if you are okay with me quickly reviewing it versus otherwise. At the end, okay. I have one answer. What about the rest of you? And is fine? Okay, so let's just do it at the end and let's learn what we have to learn today. Okay, so Bismillah Rahman Rahim, another interesting topic that was in your course curriculum, which was Jumla Shartiya. And I wanted to teach you this right at this moment. The reason being because you are being prepared for your test for Harufe Jazima wa Nasiba. And Harufe Jazima and the Asmau Jazima will come very handy if you already have memorized them. Then this learning about conditional sentences is very easy. Okay, very easy if you already know those, because half of your job is done and the rest half you will learn. There are rest only 7 more words that you need to learn. So let's see. So in conditional sentences in Arabic or jumla shartiya is are the sentences that talk about condition. If you eat chocolate, I will give you, no, if you do your homework, I will give you chocolate. So what kind of a sentence it seems like? Does it like I have set a condition in this sentence, or yes or no? What do you think? Right? There is a condition, right? If you finish your homework, I will give you chocolate. If you um, finish your hifz, I will take you out for lunch, right? So these sentences, all these sentences that have some condition set to them, are under the category of jumla shartiya. So there are 3 parts of these sentences. Okay, number 1 is a tool that sets the condition, and you will see this tool and you will immediately start finding the rest of the details. Okay, so this tool that sets the condition is called adwatu shart. What is the name for tool that sets the condition? Adwatu shart. Make sense or no? Adwat means tool and ashart means condition. Tools that set the condition. Number 2 part is the sentence itself. Okay, the conditional sentence itself that follows the tool that sets the condition. Okay, and number 3 is the response to the condition. So if I take you back let's see here, if I take you back to, let's I have to do like this, 1 second. Sorry, it's missed. 1 second. I'm so sorry. I just lost my screen. Okay. Let's do it here, and so that everyone is able to understand. If you finish your homework, I will give you ice cream. Tell me what will be the tool of condition. What is going to be advatu shart here? I want each and every one of you to understand, and then inshallah you will be able to move forward with that. Okay, so the tool for the condition, the tool is if, right? If is a word that came as set and set the condition. If I remove this, is there any condition? You finish your homework, I will sometimes we are very brief with our sentences. Sometimes that happens, but usually you have to put something there, right? Some people may, you finish your homework, I will give you ice cream, and that is understood as a condition. But to be very clear, what will be the tool here? If is the tool, right? So if I asked you, what is you finish your homework? If you finish your homework, is it, no, it's not amar, right? It's just, if you finish your homework, it's a shart, right? It's more so like a shart. It's a condition sentence, the whole condition sentence, right? I'm not asking, I'm giving a condition, I'm setting a condition, right? And that is another way of, when it will be an amr, that I will teach you with like that too. Okay. Yes. So it is, you finish your homework. If you finish your homework, I'm setting a condition right here. I'm not asking, I'm not demanding, I'm just giving a condition. Okay, if you do so, I will do this. Okay. So it's, I'm giving the ball is in the court of the child. If this do so, I so sometimes giving freedom also helps, when they know that they are given the choice, that helps them do something as well. Okay. So right now it's not amr. Okay, right now it is just a conditional sentence. So if it is a conditional sentence, the rest, I will give you ice cream. What is that? Does it look like a response? Jawab, right? Yes, yes. So it can it be the response to the condition? It is an answer or jawab to the condition. So jawabu shart. So this is felu shart. The first one is felu shart, and the rest, I will give you ice cream, is going to be jawabu shart, is a response to the condition. Everyone understood this so far? How many parts are there for a conditional sentence? Any given jumla shartiya will have how many parts? 2 parts or 3 parts? Should be 3 parts, right? The first one is the tool that will set the condition. The second one is the conditional sentence itself, right? The sentence itself, right? That follows the tool. And the third is the response to the condition, right? So arkan, aslubu shart fi lughatil arabiya are 3, right? So the first one is adwatu shart, number 2 is jumla shartiya, and number 3 is jawabu shart. Okay. Tool that sets the condition, the conditional sentence itself, and the response to the condition. Everyone with me so far? Okay. So now there are certain particles of condition, or there are certain words or advatu shart, I will just call them tools of shart, that make whatever come after them majzoom. Advatu shart jazima. Advatu shart jazima. Advatu shart ghair jazima. Then there are others that are not going to make whatever, that don't affect anything after them. Okay. Does it make sense? There are 2 groups that you are going to learn. Advatu shart jazima, advatu shart ghair jazima. So far, so good? Okay. So you have learned all these in your term 2, if you remember. In, have we learned it? In, which means if. Isma, I have never taught you, and this is something that is not used commonly. You will not see it commonly. But ma, man, mahma, ainama, haisuma, kaifama, mata, anna, ayana, aina. Have we not learned it in our term 2? Right? So you just need to learn them by heart. Okay. And I bolded for you in the second term the ones that you really need to know. So keep them, make sure that you know all those, you cannot skip them. Okay. And the rest, we can, you will anyways know. If you have learned 5, then you will say, okay, why not, I learned the rest as well. Okay, inshallah. So may Allah give barakah in your time and you are able to finish them off. Okay. So but these are the ones that you need to know, that these particles can be used as a tool, that set a condition, and there will be then a response to a condition after them as well. Then there are other particles, as I mentioned. They are also going to be setting the condition, but they do not affect the i'rab of something that follows after them. And they include iza, kullama, lamma, lauma, laula, law, and amma. Okay. There are also another 7 words that you will learn, and these words do not affect the i'rab of what follows them. We will learn them in our next session. Inshallah, we will learn the details of them in our next session. Today we are going to focus on the first list, since you already know this list. Is that fine if we focus on advatu shad jazima? Okay. So before I take you to another tool that you may see in these sentences, I want you to see how you are going to practice them and how you're going to be well versed with this concept. Okay, so let's see this verse from Suratul Baqarah. Okay, in ya'tukum usara tafaduhum. Okay, just focus on this part of the verse. Okay, do you see any conditional, any adwatu shart? Hmm? Do you see adwatu shart? What is the adwatu shart here? In is the adwatu shart. What was the second part that I need to look for? Shart, jumla shartiya, right? Jumla shartiya or shart, right? The conditional sentence. Do you find one? Yeah, tukum usara. Let me translate, okay? So this has set the condition now. The condition is they come to you as prisoners. Okay. If they come to you as prisoners, tufaduhum. What is tufaduhum? You ransom them. If they come to you all as prisoners, you all ransom them. It is your jawabu shart, right? It is. Does it sound like jawabu shart? Any confusion so far? When I taught you about in, remember I told you this is a particle that can make two mudare majzoom simultaneously, right? We have learned it. Everyone is well versed with it, because that can be a question, because I've taught you that, right? So yeah, tukum. What is the status of this yeah tukum? Yes, it is a part. It is a part included in the condition. Yeah. Yeah, tukum. What are we going to say? It is mudare majzoom. Who is after you on mudare majzoom, and what kind of majzoom this is? Is it bi hasfun noon or bisakun or bi hasfi hurufil illa? Noon, barakallahu feek, my dear sister. It was originally ya'tuna. Who is the doer here? Whom is the doer? Very well done. And where is the whom there? Can you see it? Can you see whom? Wow, is the whom. Barakallahu feek. Usara. What is the role of usara? It's also a very interesting rule. Usara is a plural for asir. If they come to you as prisoners, it is your hal. My dear sisters, do not forget your, it is an easy one. I gave you the plural as well, so that you can, make the connection. See, Waw is plural, usara is plural. Waw is masculine, usara is, masculine, and that works, right? Make sense or no? That it can be hal, right? How do they come to you? As prisoners, right? When I was translating it, I made sure that it was easy for you to pick. Okay, when I use the words as, while, it means that the whatever is coming after is most probably hal. Okay, and in mafa'ilul khamsa you did not learn hal. You learned hal separate from mafa'ilul khamsa. Remember that? In your mafa'ilul hamsa, you learned maful bihi, fihi, lahu, li or sash li or you learned maful mutlaq and maful ma'ahu, but you did not read hal there, right? I taught you as a separate topic, right? So keep that in mind. So is this clear so far? How you can see a condition, phrase or sentence, and how you find your condition jawabu shart as well. Okay, so now let's do another one. Ma taf'alu. Ma has many rules, right? You have learned it as a mawsul as well. You have learned it as ma nafiya as well, right? You have learned it. You have learned three types of ma nafiya, yeah, right? So, but when you see mudare after it, and that mudare is majzoom, so then what are you going to call this ma? It is going to be tool of condition or adwatu shart, right? It is ma shartiya, right? It is adwatu shart now. Why? Because my mudare is majzoom after it. It is not negating now, because how do I know that this is not a negative ma? Because my mudare after ma is majzoom in status. And I did taught, I have, taught you ma as as adwatul asma'u jazima, if you remember, right? This was in your table, in the previous table that is with you, whatever, right? Ma, man, mahma, right? We learned it in the past. Okay, so how are you going to distinguish between these two ma's? What will help you, find it that this is ma shartiya, this is the shart, adwatu shart, mudare after it is going to be majzoom in status. Okay, and I taught you that this is one of those asma'u jazima, or all the asma'u jazima make not only one mudare majzoom, but they make two mudare majzoom after them. Do you see another majzoom mudare? Right? Everyone can see ya'lamhu, right? Very good job. So now, ma is adwatu shart. Taf'alu, what is this going to be? Jumla shartiya, right? Whatever you all do of good, this is all your shart. And ya'lamullah, what is going to be this sentence? How is this sentence going to be labeled as? This is going to be your jawabu shart. Allah knows it, right? Allah knows it. All three parts you can see easily. Okay. Now I'm going to give you another easy one before I take you to a difficult one. In tawallaw fa innama hum fi shiqaq. So what's that tool? Adwatu shart. In is adwatu shart. Tawallaw. What is that? Mudare, you can say yes. You can call it mudare majzoom for now. Yeah, there can be different possibilities for this. Yes, you can call it mudare majzoom, and this is your shart. فَإِنَّمَا هُمْ فِي شِقَاقٍ. What is that? إِنَّمَا هُمْ فِي شِقَاقٍ. Jawabu shart. Then they are in dissension. They are only in dissension. Then indeed they are in dissension. Make sense or no? That this is going to be, the rest is going to be jawabu shart, right? Starting from fa is your jawabu shart, and fa is connecting these two sentences together. Is this clear so far? Then look here. In amanu bimithli ma amantum bih faqad ihtadaw. If they believe like what you have believed in it, then indeed they have obtained guidance. So where is the tool of adwatu shart? In is adwatu shart. Amanu bimithli ma amantum bih is going to be your jumla shartiya. فَقَدْ اهْتَدَوْا. Then they have obtained guidance. What is that? That is jawabu shart, right? Make sense or no? So far. Okay. Let's see. Is another easy one. مَنْ لَا يَرْحَمِ النَّاسَ. Whoever he does not do raham on people, لَا يَرْحَمُهُ اللَّهُ. Allah does not show mercy to him. Man. What kind of man is this? Man is the adwatu shart. Very well done. Yarhami. What is the status of this? Yarhami. Majzoom. How do we know this is majzoom? What's the indication? Sakoon. But this word has a kasra. Why is there kasra here? Kasra on the meme is for, yes, for tajweed, to connect, right? For tajweed reason, iltaqa saki nahi, right? Okay. There is la here as well. Do you think what made this mudare majzoom? Is this man or la? Man, very well done. Always remember this. Man made this mudare majzoom. Okay. Again, la yarham. Man made this majzoom, not la. Okay. Otherwise, this is going to change everything. This is going to make everything wrong, incorrect, right? Man is among those asma that make two mudare majzoom, right? So yarham and yarham both are majzoom because of man. Everyone understood this? Now see what is the conditional statement. Where is my conditional statement ending? Where is my jumla shartiya ending? And from where my jawabu shart starts? An-nasa is my end of the jumla shartiya, and la yarhamuhullahu is my jawabu shart. Everyone understood this? I hope, right? Then aina tazhabu. Aina tazhabu. So what is this? What is setting the condition here? Wherever you go. Yes, your tool is going to be at the beginning. Your tool is going to be at the beginning. Aina is your tool. Adwatu shart, which is asmau shart. Tazhabu, it made your mudari majzoom, and it is also among those. It was in your list, right? So your shart is ending where? Where is the jumla shartiya ending? Tazhabu, and what is the jawabu shart? Nazhab is the jawabu shart. Everyone, I hope this is clear so far. Okay, so if this is clear, did you notice there were some words, there were some sentences where in this sentence, what was something that you saw in addition to the sentence? In addition to the jawabu shart, what was an additional thing that you noticed in this sentence or in this sentence? Barakallahu feek. Fa was there, right? Yes, innama was there as well, and there was fa there. So do you wonder where this fa is coming from? Do you want to know why some sentences have fa in between the shart and jawabu shart, and the rest don't have fa in between the shart and jawabu shart? No, that cannot be sababiya. Cannot be sababiya. Because that fa, as sababiya, is after asalibu talb, amr, nahi, tahdid. Then there was istifham, right? Those kind of things. This is, this is different. There is no tahdid, there is no ard here, there is no amr, there is no nahi, there is no tamanni, there is no taraji, right? All those asalibu tal with faus sababiya. This is without that, and this is yes, and we will just quickly go over it. I don't expect each and every one of you to remember, but I want you to have access to these notes, okay, inshallah, so that you know why some sentences have fa in between and some are without it, okay? So fa is the fa that you are seeing in these sentences where the fa is present is called fa'ur rabita. Have you ever seen this rabita word in your language? Whatever language you speak, did you ever? Most of us are Urdu speakers. So what is rabita? What do you understand by word rabita? Taluk, connection, right? So isn't this faul rabita not connecting shart with jawabu shart? It is connecting. So should I call it sababiya or rabita? I should call it rabita, right? Makes sense now? Because it connected my shart with jawabu shart. It made the connection between my shart and jawabu shart, okay? So let's see. So it will be seen when jawabu shart is jumla ismiya. So, وَإِن يَمْسَسْكَ اللَّهُ بِضُرٍّ فَلَا كَاشِفَ لَهُ. What kind of a sentence is La Kashifa Lahu? Jumla Ismiya. La Kashifa. Anyone remembers what is this La? Is this a simple plain La, or it is some kind of a La that has an effect on whatever comes after it? Absolute negation. So what is Kashifa? Mubtada or Ismula? Ismula. And Lahu is going to be Mutalik bil Khabar, right? And so it makes some sense, right? Okay. So did you notice when there was Jumla Ismiya, you see Fa before it, right? If you have your Jawabu Shart, that is Jumla Ismiya, you can see Fa. فَإِنَّمَا هُمْ فِي شِقَاقٍ. What kind of a sentence that was? إِنَّمَا هُمْ فِي شِقَاقٍ. Here, this sentence, وَإِن تَوَلَّوْا فَإِنَّمَا هُمْ فِي شِقَاقٍ. That was Ismiya as well, right? And you saw Fa in front, right? Make sense now? Number one place for Faul Rabta is if your Jawabu Shart was Jumla Ismiya. I hope this is clear to each and every one of you. Then, if your Jawabu Shart is Talb, which could be Amar or Fail Nahi, okay? So here you can see, In kuntum tuhibbuna Allah fattabi'uni. If you all to love Allah, if you all truly love Allah, fattabi'uni, then you all follow me. So what happened here? You against, ittabi'uni, you all follow me. What is that? Is it a, you see Faul Rabita, but why do you see Faul Rabita? Because there was a command after there was a command after Fa. The Jawabu Shart was command. Make sense or no? First reason for Faul Rabita was Jumla Ismiya. The second reason is if there is some kind of a Amar or Fail Nahi. Okay. The third reason for Faul Rabita is going to be if your sentence is starting with Qad. Surat Yusuf, you can see this verse, In Yasriq, if he steals, Faqad Saraka Akhun, then indeed his brother stole min qabl, before. So why is there Fa here? Because In Yasriq was your Jumla Shartiya, In was your Adwatu Shart, Faqad Saraka is your, so sorry, it was Jumla Shartiya, and this was your Adwatu Shart, and Qad Saraka was your Jawabu Shart. So because it was beginning with Qad, therefore Faul Rabta was there. Okay. And you noticed there was a verse that we did together, Faqad Ihtadaw. That is why Fa is here. Make sense? And this is too much, but just, this is just for so that you know where you can expect Fa to be there. And sometimes you may come to you may have a question that why is this sentence has a Fa connecting two together, and why this sentence is lacking Fa, and this document is going to answer that for you. Okay, so when your Jawabu Shart begins with Ma Nafiya, you will see Faul Rabita. So here, Mahma ta'tina bihi min ayatin latasharana biha fama nahnu laka bimu'minin. So whenever a sign, you bring a sign to us so that you bewitch us with it, then we are not at all going to believe in you. Why I'm saying not at all? Where is this not at all coming from? Ma nahnu laka bimu'minin. Where is this not at all coming from. B, very well done. Be mu'minin, because my ma is ma al-Hijaziyah, and it has its khabar with ba zaida, right? With ba zaida. That is why I'm saying it, not at all going to surrender to you, or not at all going to be ones who believe in you. Okay, so this sentence was beginning with ma nafiya, which is ma al hijaziya as well, since we just recently did it. So this fa is there because this response to condition is beginning with ma nafiya. Okay, so I am going to stop here, and I'm going to stop recording here, and I'm going to answer Sister Rana's question right now. Okay, so we'll continue with this in our next session. Okay, because otherwise it's going to be too much information.